From Neural Newscast, this is Stereo Current, sound, culture, and the systems that shape them.
The needle drops, the dust clears, and the frequency finds you. Welcome to Stereo Current. I am Sloane Rivera.
And I am Julian Vance. It's February 22nd, 2026, and we're coming to you from the warm glow of the analog heart. Sloane, it's been a week of heavy ghosts and very bright futures.
That's a delicate balance to strike, Julian. We're oscillating between the funeral pyres of legends and the first cries of solo reinventors. It feels like the industry is shedding its skin in real time.
Exactly. We've got the return of Eugene McGuinness, some Morricone sampling disco from Jessie, Ware, and a major statement from the Gorillaz camp that feels less like a record and more like a global wake.
Before we get to the icons, let's talk about the sound of a fever dream, Julian. Cameron Picton, formerly of Black Midi, has finally broken his silence. He's heading a new collective with the rather cheekily literal name, My New Band Believe.
I love the origin story on this one. Apparently, the name came to him while he was battling a sudden illness in a Chinese hotel room, just like ribbons of scrambled text and weird imagery. It's very Picton, turning delirium into art.
The album is self-titled, out April 10th on Rough Trade. They've dropped a track called Numerology that's actually not even on the standard LP. It's this exclusive bonus energy that feels very record store clerk's secret handshake. It's erratic, it's brilliant, and it reminds us why that whole South London scene changed the game a few years back.
Speaking of changing the game, let's talk about The Mountain. Gorillaz are back, but this isn't just Damon Albarn and Jamie Hewlett playing in their cartoon sandbox. This is a noble send-off.
Right. Michael Tedder over at SPI called it a hell of a wake. They're celebrating collaborators who've passed. Mark E. Smith, De La Soul's Trugoy, Bobby Womack, Tony Allen. It's heavy on the heart, but Julian, the production sounds absolutely cosmopolitan.
It's a world tour in 80 minutes. You've got Bizarrap bringing that Argentine EDM energy, and then you have the Empty Dream Machine, which is a wild pairing of Black Thought, Johnny Marr, and Anushka Shankar. It shouldn't work, but Albarn's utopian streak somehow glues the grief together.
It's that late period optimism. He's nearing 60, and suddenly he's more interested in bridging cultural gaps than being the cynical critic of modern life is rubbish. Though I did catch that note about the Sweet Prince sounding like something you'd buy at a Starbucks. A little too polite for the Gorillaz, maybe?
Maybe, but then they dropped Damascus with Omar Suleiman and Yassin Bey, and you remember, they can still set the dance floor on fire. It's a record that proves art is the only thing that actually survives the finality of death.
Julian, while we're on the subject of reinvention, Julia Cumming of Sunflower Bean has officially stepped out on her own. Her debut solo album, Julia, is landing April 24th via Partisan. The first single, My Life, is already making waves, partly because the video was directed by none other than Edgar Wright.
Wait, what? Sloane, it's such a liberation track. She's calling it the ultimate anti-cool album. She's leaning into that joyous space for the misfits. Recorded it in L.A. with Chris Cody and Brian Robert Jones. Even Nick Zinner from the Yeah Yeah Yeahs popped in.
It's a far cry from the guitar-heavy grit of Sunflower Bean. She's citing Carole King and Brian Wilson. It's refined, but it's got that rebellious middle school girl who doesn't fit in energy. I think it's going to be one of the definitive releases of the spring.
If we're talking about spring anthems, we have to mention Jessie Ware. She just shared Ride from her upcoming album Super Bloom. It's a disco western. She's literally interpolating Ennio Morricone's theme from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
It's cheeky, Julian. Cinematic and powerful. She's been sitting on this since 2024 when she first played it at Glastonbury. Pairing the desert whistle of a spaghetti western with a four-on-the-floor beat, it's exactly the kind of high-concept escapism we need right now.
It feels like she's digging deeper. She's moved past just the pop star drag and is exploring the fear of losing the love she's found. It's textured. It's got that Stuart Price polish, but with a very human heart.
Let's take a sharp turn into the avant-garde. Have you seen the new Fur Trapper video? Lisa Riffle has released Rot for Spite, and the visuals are this haunting claymation universe created by her sister, Carla Riffle. It's very Havisham-esque.
That's surprising. It's Baroque art pop at its most twisted. The track sounds like it's being played by a coin-operated mechanism. It's wickedly ornate. Lisa is exploring the psychology of being slighted, how misanthropy can become a self-built cell. It's not exactly radio-friendly in the traditional sense, but it is absolutely magnetic.
It's that fringe territory. If you miss the Dresden Dolls or the legendary Pink Dots, this is your new obsession. And speaking of magnetic, the Los Angeles virtuoso Bei Bei just released Two Moons with London producer Paul Elliott. It's a Lunar New Year celebration that bridges 2,500 years of tradition with analog synths.
The way she uses the guzheng and guqin against those tactile lo-fi rhythms, it's a unified ecosystem. Gauchan Electronica is a standout for me. It's lively and effervescent. It doesn't feel like a fusion gimmick. It feels like the instruments were always meant to live together in this cinematic ambient space.
It's the sound of ancient heritage meeting modern technology without losing its soul. A rare feat.
Sloane, we have to talk about the creative handbrake. There's a fascinating and polarizing discussion happening over at A&R Factory about universal basic income in the UK music industry.
Amelia Vandergast's. It's a biting take on the hustle culture that's suffocating artists. She argues that the UK music scene is running on adrenaline and overdrafts, and that UBI could be the thing that finally lets musicians breathe.
The argument is that security breeds participation, not idleness. It's a direct challenge to the myth that people won't work if they have a basic floor. For musicians who already work obscene hours for free, it would mean they could tour without calculating if petrol money means skipping a meal.
It's about who gets to tell stories. Right now, the pipeline is filtered by class. If you don't have family money or a safety net, you're squeezed out by rent and zero-hour contracts. UBI would flatten those edges. It's a radical idea, especially in a political climate that treats handouts like a dirty word. But maybe it's the only way to save the soul of the scene from the algorithmic creep of AI.
It's a conversation we need to have before the ground shifts completely. Security shouldn't be a luxury for the creative class.
Before we sign off, a few quick rotations you shouldn't miss. Eugene McGuinness is back with Icarus. It's his first real move since leaving Domino years ago. It's got this trademark smirk, glossy confidence, and a tape groove. He's comparing his career trajectory to The Myth, but with a wink.
And check out Two Fly Guys by Realism. She's the first Filipino rap artist in the U.S., and this track is a soul-rich hip-hop meditation. Very woozy guitars, very kicked-back bars. It's short, sweet, and deeply intimate.
And Southend on Seas, The Trusted, just dropped Spin. It's a rush of jangly guitars and sun-soaked indie pop. Pure festival energy for when the weather finally catches up to our moods.
The scene is alive, Sloane. Whether it's coming from a Chinese hotel room or a claymation studio, the signal is strong.
It always is if you know where to listen. That's our show for today. I'm Sloane Rivera.
And I'm Julian Vance. Keep your records clean and your mind open. We'll see you tomorrow on Stereo Current. Neural Newscast is AI-assisted, human-reviewed. View our AI transparency policy at neuralnewscast.com. Check us out at stereocurrent.neuralnewscast.com.
This has been Stereo Current on Neural Newscast. Sound, culture, and the systems that shape them.